Hi everyone, and welcome to our last week of our 8-week series. That means we've made it through 8 weeks now of weird and wild Bible facts. Are you keeping track of how many you know? How many you don't know? What ones were interesting to you? If you didn't, that's okay. Make sure you keep track of these last 3 facts because they're actually some of the coolest ones that a lot of people probably don't know about. So, are you ready for the last 3? Let's dive in. Bible fact number 22, the Wicked Bible. Now you may be asking yourself, wait, what is a wicked Bible? Why is the Bible wicked? Is the Bible wicked? Those are all reasonable questions, but let's dive in and I'll explain a little bit more about this wicked Bible. So in 1631, London printers Martin Lucas and Robert Baker accidentally forgot to write the word "not" in the 7th commandment, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." This made a bunch of Bibles go out marking the 7th commandment stating, "Thou shalt commit adultery," which is obviously not what it was intended to be. So kind of a downfall there. But this became known as the Wicked Bible. A year later, the printers were actually fined for their error and had their licensing removed from printing. It is said that there are only 9 of these Bibles left in existence, since most of them at the time of circulation were actually removed from circulation, and some of them were burned, some of them were ripped, but they were mostly destroyed. So if you know one of these 9 Bibles, that's kind of cool, and you own a really interesting artifact. Bible fact number 22, thou shalt not steal. So some of you may already know that the Bible is the #1 selling book every year for many years. It outsells any of the top selling books. And New York Times actually removed it from its eligibility to be in the New York Times bestsellers list because it was continuously #1 every single year. So the Bible being sold are not included in the New York Times bestseller. It is estimated that 1 million Bibles are sold yearly, but it's also the #1 book that is stolen. If you've ever been to a hotel, you've probably noticed that in the night dresser, there's a Bible in there, and they're actually the most commonly stolen thing from hotels and from bookstores. So remember, thou shalt not steal, kind of in the Bible, so maybe don't steal the Bible. So one of the main reasons why the Bible is stolen every year is because you can find them everywhere. You can find them, like I said, in hotels, but you can also find them in churches and in bookstores. So a lot of people take them. Some people take them by mistake, and it happens sometimes, but just remember, thou shalt not steal is right there in the Bible. Bible fact number 24. This is the St. John's Bible, and this is our last fact. So after 13 years between 1998 and 2011, all the hard work of a calligrapher named Donald Jackson finished the St. John's Bible. This is a modern take on a fully handwritten and hand-illustrated Bible, which is super unique and super cool, and probably why it took 13 years to translate and write by hand the entire Bible, including images. According to Today.com, the Bible is to be bound in 7 volumes and contains 1,150 pages. It weighs around 165 pounds, so more than most of us weigh, and measures about 2 feet tall by 3 feet wide when it's opened. That's probably the biggest book I've ever heard of. I don't know about you if you've heard a book bigger than a foot or 2 feet. So every single one of its nearly 775,000 words was painstakingly written by hand by a team of scribers using 130-year-old Chinese ink dispensed through writing quills made of either goose, turkey, or swan feathers. This is likely to cost St. John's University and St. John's Abbey an estimated $8 million to create. and you can grab your own copy for the small amount of $140,000. Hopefully, you never have to pay that much for a regular Bible, but this is a really interesting and unique endeavor that these authors have taken on and spent time and money doing. So it may be interesting to even just Google it, look it up, see if you can see photos of it, and maybe if you're ever traveling somewhere sometime, you can actually see it in person. But it is a very rare and unique book, Bible that has been translated and illustrated in such a beautiful and unique way. So that is it for this 8-week series on weird and wild facts of the Bible. How many of these intrigued you? Were you intrigued by it? What kind of things are you hoping to look forward to in our future God Talks? And when we meet together one day in person, are you looking forward to having unique God Talks like this and learning about different facts about each other, about the Holy Trinity, about the Bible? What interests you? Why have you joined our MBUC affinity group or our MBUC youth group? Have this conversation, think about it for yourself, take some time to sit with what you've learned and what I've asked, and I can't wait to do this again in person with all of you. Have a good day, everyone.